Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? So I finally have the iRobot Braava Jet M6. Borrowed it from my brother because I don't personally own that robot, and I'm running it up against the Samsung Bot Mop. There are some big differences between these two. The iRobot itself retails for $500. It's a smart robot. It'll make a map of your house. You can send it to individual rooms. It works with the other iRobot products. So you can send out your iRobot i7 Plus, and then this will know to go and mop after the i7 or S9 has already finished its job. So you can have this guy do a lot more than the Samsung. Now the Samsung is a very basic robot. It's not smart. It cannot connect to an app. It cannot make a map. You cannot tell it to go clean your kitchen or whatever. But it's very cheap compared to the iRobot. I picked it up for $217, but I guess it's becoming more popular. Right now it's $250 on Amazon, which I think is still a pretty good deal. Very easy to use, and it does an excellent job cleaning. So I'm putting up this Braava Jet M6 against the Samsung just to show you the cleaning power of the Samsung. I did a very similar test with ice cream that I think would have been a little bit tougher because the ice cream is a little bit thicker. But this time I'm using vanilla pudding, and I laid down some dirty spots with dried on vanilla pudding, and I wanted to see how this thing would do if it could pick up the whole mess with one cleaning job like the Samsung can. So let me show you the mess real quick. I think it's going to do fine on 90% of it. This is the thickest mess right there. That's just some vanilla pudding that I kind of rubbed into the floor, and I made it a little bit thicker, as you can see. Yeah, then right here, a little bit lighter mess. So that should be easy to get up. And over here, an even lighter section. And I did that in two spots. Right here, kind of a light section. Over here, you can barely even see it, it's so light. And then over here, a little bit thicker, but not bad at all. So I think it's gonna get up most of it with no problem. I think because it's probably only gonna run over at one time, I think it's gonna struggle with this thicker mess. So since the iRobot follows a certain pattern, it's basically gonna go over this one section one time, whereas the Samsung is more of a random, and in the 20-minute period that it cleans, it's gonna go over the same section several times, and it's gonna just do a much better job cleaning. Like I said, it might surprise me, but I think there's gonna be some pudding left there, and I think it's gonna be more streaky. Another negative for this robot I read in here is it leaves tire marks. So we'll be able to see when it dries if it leaves tire marks or not. All right guys, place your bets. Do you think the almighty M6 is gonna outperform the Samsung? Believe it or not, I think the Samsung's gonna win this challenge. So let's just go ahead and have it clean and see how it does. Here we go. So it's never done this area of the house. So it's as if it's a brand new floor plan. All right, as you can see, this robot basically picks a section, squirts out water in front of it, and then it'll basically run over that area. Basically 2 times it goes over it, then it backs up, back over it, and then it'll move over to the next section of floor. So when you see the white light go around, it's basically telling it what it's done. It's kind of saving the floor that it's on. As you can see, the mopping pad is plenty wet, and the longer it goes, the wetter it'll get. As you see, it picks a section, does a line and basically goes over the same line with half the pad. Excuse me, sir, what are you doing? Oh my God, it's malfunctioning. Is it slipping? Is that wheel slipping? Wow, that was weird. I don't even know if my brother has seen that. Wow, okay. So it was slipping. That's why I couldn't move. That is really, really weird. Alright, so now it kind of has the hang of it. Another thing I love about the Samsung is it basically drives on its pads, so it's always making contact with the floor. And wherever it moves, it's cleaning. So as you can see, it's running over that little tiny smear of pudding that I put down, and it's having trouble. Look at that. Wow, that's embarrassing. Holy cow. I did not expect that at all. And it didn't even get to the thick section of pudding. Like, it's just a little tiny smear on there. I'm kind of mind blown. What are you guys thinking right now? Holy cow. Matt, my brother, you need to buy yourself a Samsung. Is it going to air out because of a little thin film of pudding? I'm going to give it a little bump. That is really surprising. I know I keep saying that, but look at the trouble this thing's having. Wow, okay, well, I'm gonna let this do its thing. I hope it doesn't get stuck. I actually wish I could say, I don't know, I'm gonna leave it to the end. We'll see, and the video is gonna be proof of how good this cleans and just how much it's gonna struggle. And I predict we're gonna see a ton of tire marks after this test. All right, I'm gonna set up the camera and then I will speed this part up for you. Alright guys, well, this thing is done. That's what that blue light means. It's trying to get up on the dock, but it can't. So that little smear of vanilla pudding, as you saw this in this video, it really struggled getting around this floor. That's kind of a big downfall to me. I mean, typically it's not going to be running over pudding, and really, that was not very much of it. But if you do spill pudding and it dries, you're going to see this thing struggle. So I'm really surprised with that. I did not expect that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and help it up and on its base. Alright guys, well I was going to say let me let this dry, but it's already dry because of how long it was struggling. And if you didn't notice in this video, it was struggling hard. We're at 55 minutes of recording this for this tiny section. That kind of blows my mind. I am really surprised at how much trouble this thing had because of a little bit of vanilla pudding. And don't even get me started on the streaking. I mean, I don't know how well it picks up on this camera, but there's streaks everywhere. Missed. Look at all that pudding still there. This was only the medium amount. There's tire marks literally everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. Surprisingly, it got up most of the thicker mess, which is weird. Or not really all of it. There's still quite a bit. I don't know. It's hard to see on this floor. But it actually did better on the thicker mess than I thought. But as you can see, I mean, look how much it left. And there, I hope this is picking up, because there's literally tire marks and smearing everywhere on this floor. Personally, I never did like this robot. My brother, he owns it. He absolutely loves it. And he does a much bigger floor plan than this. His whole entire living room, kitchen, dining room is all hardwood floor. And he loves it, so. Yeah, God, running that Samsung, that thing just, to me, absolutely blows this away. Now, keep in mind, the Samsung is not smart at all. This thing can do so much more. It charges itself, basically cleans it whenever the heck you tell it to. You can even tell it, like right now, I can say go clean the kitchen floor, and it'll know exactly where to go, what exact area of your house. Whereas the Samsung, you have to, for one, you got to plug it in every time manually. And then two, you have to carry it and set down where you want to put it. So I don't know. I think for almost 50 minutes, honestly, I think it did a poor job. I hope you can see all this streaking. I think you should be able to. It is literally everywhere, right here. Line of pudding. The pudding was put this way, remember? So it actually pushed it and smeared it out that way. And then you saw it just completely struggling during that video. So personally, I don't own this. I don't like it. Once again, my brother loves it. I plan on switching all my flooring in this house to hardwood, and to be completely honest, I don't think the Samsung can handle a large area like this can. If Samsung makes this robot like this, smart, and this thing will drive back and dock itself, charge itself, make a map of your house, and cost about as much as this iRobot, in my professional opinion, I would buy the Samsung all day long over this iRobot. If you haven't seen my previous videos on the Samsung where it cleans amazingly. How this works, both of these rotate and drive this thing around all by itself. So every single inch this thing moves, these are making contact with the floor and spinning and they're actually cleaning every square inch that it touches. I don't know, I'm super impressed with the Samsung. If they can make it smart, I think it would blow away this iRobot. That's just my personal opinion. So what do you guys think? I know a lot of people love this. My brother's one of them. I just don't think it cleans that good. If you run it every single day like he does, or every other day, it's probably going to be great. Alrighty, well there we have it. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Would you still buy the Roomba or the Samsung? So the Samsung I've only ran in this small area. Like I said, it did an amazing job. I have not ran it in a very large area. And this thing just is more of a random navigation robot. It kind of just makes its own path. So I don't know how well it's going to do in a quite a bit larger area. Whereas this thing is always going to know exactly where it is. It's going to make a map, like I said, and it's going to be able to go back and find its base and recharge when it needs to, and it comes back out. So this thing has a lot of stuff going for it. Once again, right now this is $250. This is $500. And I really love to see what you guys put down in the comments, because I really want to know which one you guys prefer. Alright, this video is literally an hour long for this small area, which is quite surprising. So let me know down in the comments what you thought, and you all have a fantastic day. See ya.